Everyone see everyone. All right.
Did you say Raymond?
It's better now.
Okay.
I'm firing it up.
Do it.
Go for launch.
So excited.
Always have to have the delays now.
Yep.
It's like the old days. You see this
That's
person.
right.
The dark old days. There we are. Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly live stream Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. I'm joined as always by my good friends, Chris, playing the noir detective, human inquisitive rogue Mannix.
Hello.
Heather, playing the wickedly silent but deadly half-drow assassin rogue Kaless.
Hello.
Put your pictures back in order. Rochelle, playing the popular and charismatic Triton Bard of Whispers Gillian.
Hello.
Raymond, playing naive but lovable Turtle Battle Master Fighter George.
Hi.
And Reese, playing the undead-hating, animal-loving, hill dwarf druid of the moon, Theron. Stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. Get the guns! Catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube page, as well as read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com. Watch my behind-the-scenes No Players Allowed live series Crafting Annihilation on Thursday mornings. If you'd like to support the channel, go to patreon.com/roguewatson. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons, Andrew, Brian, Richard, and Joe. Gold patrons, RPG Papercrafts, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Marcos, David, Vicente, Gilberto, Sean, a.k.a. Cert2B, and Adam. Thank you all very much for your support. For our campaign, we use roll20.net. Unfortunately for video, we also use roll20.net now. And for streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software with Streamlabs. You know what? At least something works. At least something works. Yeah. I'll give it that. We were enjoying Discord for a while.
By the way, Roll20 fixed that positioning issue from last week. The last three people are where they should be now.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So,
I just noticed that on mine too. I was like, hey, look!
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So at least some things can work. All right. Previously on I'm very salty. I had a really nice overlay set up with all of our little things.
Your tone of voice does not picture the words.
There's always Google Hangouts.
No, there's
I
not.
thought they got rid of that.
They're getting rid of it in like March, I think, is when they're like actually pulling the plug.
Oh man. Previously on Tomb of Annihilation, after the harrowing undead siege at Camp Vengeance, leaving the beleaguered fort was relatively uneventful. The party, now a bit lighter after leaving Undril at the fort, headed toward the towering plateau of Mbala, about a 4-day journey southwest. At one point, they nearly set up camp far too close to a pair of territorial gorillans, monstrous four-armed apes. The Tabaxi wanted to back off quietly, but our intrepid heroes saw the remains of a long-dead adventurer and thought of possible loot. Gillian tried to knock at least one out with a magical sleep spell, but the beasts proved far too large and hardy. Kaless and George both charged up the tree, Kaless via Vorn, and George via his climbing gloves, to meet the beasts head-on. They traded blows and took a savage beating in return. Theron used his bear form to meet them, and their combined might plus ranged attacks from those below took down the brutes. They were rewarded with a small treasure cache, including a magical ring of jumping. When they reached Mbala, their Tabaxi guides mentioned it was once the seat of a large village, but now little remains and no one knows why. The party found a path that seemed to lead straight to the top, cut right into the plateau, but it was too narrow for Vorn, whom they had to leave behind. About 2/3 of the way to the top, they were attacked by half a dozen pterafolk, humanoid pteranodons, who were on the hunt for live food to bring back to their nest. The party fought them off valiantly, including a fog cloud spell from Gillian that hid the bulk of their forces until the high winds blew it away. Many of the pterafolk were slain, but one was able to grab Mannix and fly off, while George allowed himself to be captured by another, presumably to help follow Mannix, but perhaps just to kill more enemies. Either way, George, you can have a point of inspiration.
Who do you think George is?
A maniac. A very strangely disciplined maniac. The rest of the party sees their compatriots flying around to the far side of the plateau, quickly out of sight, as we begin with a very interesting situation. So, I have to remember how to split the party amongst different maps on Roll20. which I think you drag.
Drag like either the word of the character, the name underneath the photo, or like the little colored box. I can't forget which one.
Okay.
One drags the actual photo. The other one you'll be able to drag it to the map.
Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and just turn off dynamic lighting on this map also. You guys can see a little better on that plateau. Okay, so here's the situation.
We're fucked.
now.
I think mine's messed up.
Oh, I turned off the dynamic lighting, so you should just see the whole map at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you that. That might be messed up. Mannix, you are... We'll start with you. This is going to be a little separated. So, the rest of you who aren't Mannix and George see your compatriots flying off around the corner of the plateau. You are still about 2/3 of the way up the plateau. You have killed the rest of the pterafolk. Theron is actually a giant spider at the moment. And I need to drag... So let's see. Mannix... I think it's your... There we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's moving.
Does that work? Okay.
Yep. Oh, fuck me. All right.
All right, Mannix, here's the situation. After several tense minutes of flying, your pterafolk captor brings you to the mouth of a cave located just under the lip of the plateau. You estimate maybe just like 20 or 30 feet, like you were flying up at an angle that whole time.
Yeah.
To a cave that has a large ledge, outside of it, and then there's a cave leading far in. It's it's like a 20-foot tall cave, too, very big enough for them to go flying in and out of. You see, obviously, several pterafolk just lounging around in nests or just kind of about on the cave, preening themselves or squawking, doing whatever, and they kind of, obviously, the one holding you, or you're actually, like, entwined with him, too. You kind of wrapped your shit around him.
Oh, yeah.
They just kind of nod and see you flying in. Your captor does not stop, but flies into the cave.
So the south end of this map is the entryway to the cave.
So the south end of this map plummets down the plateau.
Gotcha. Right.
The north end is the cave into the plateau.
Okay.
Yep. So this is that's the ledge that you just got brought in on, and now you're being brought into the cave. The problem you're about to have, though, is that it turns a corner into darkness.
Oh. Well, can I...
I don't know if you have your...
I mean, I got my Wooka nuts.
You do have a Wooka nut, yeah.
I got so many Wooka nuts. And it is a free action. So yeah, let's pop open or not a pop open, but shake one of
You want to shake one?
hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the light radius on that thing was? Does it say?
20 feet, 10-foot dim.
Okay.
So 2010. Not a lot, but
Not a lot, but good enough.
better than nothing.
All right. Flies into the cave, turns a corner away from the daylight, initially plunging you into darkness, but then you kind of shake your thing and light it up, which when you do, that makes some attention. The birds kind of look at you and very curiously, like you're like a toy that just lit up on its own.
Yeah.
It smells like a very lived-in cave. It's kind of got that barnyard smell of just animal. It flies over here all the way to the back, and you can see what look like little baby versions of the pterafolk, just kind of squealing about in the nests. You don't see any eggs, so you think maybe they actually give birth to live young back here. And it lands in this small nest. So I realized I kind of cutscene a little too far with the last session, so that's why I'm backing up a bit. Lands in the nest here and attempts to deposit you in a nest that just kind of it's empty and has some, you can see like some little bones in it and just various discarded body parts. Attempts to discard it, but you are currently kind of entangled with it. You like wrapped some shit around it, and it only just now seems to be aware of that, and it actually just kind of starts like being really annoyed with you and says, "Let go, food."
I'm gonna actually disengage my grappling hook that I had hooked onto like his leg or something. That I was because my intention was to not fall to my death,
Right.
but to kill him at some point. But
Right.
now I'm in a very different situation. So
Mhm.
I will go ahead and unhook my grappling hook and let him leave. Will you leave me alone in this death trap?
Okay. He drops you there, and he says, he just kind of snorts at you and says, "Stay there, good strong food." And it actually just turns and seems to walk back, and it kind of just has a little conversation with the other ones over here. You probably can't see it too well because it kind of disappears, and your light only gives you off so much. You can
Right.
definitely hear pterafolk, and obviously you flew over a larger nest there. You kind of hear a brief conversation. It says, "Many died securing this food. Strong food. They weak now. Send more tomorrow. Pick them off." It kind of continues a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I will let you do something if you wish, or react in some way, and then George will come flying in after that.
Wait, remember what I said last time?
We're gonna have to revisit that because, like I said, I backed it up a little bit from where we were last time, so we're only just now getting to the entrance. You're actually not even there yet. I just had Mannix go in.
Do these baby birds look like they're hostile to me currently?
No.
Or does anyone give a shit about me right now? Am I just
No.
in a storage locker? Okay.
Yeah, they do not seem to be. Yeah, in fact, the baby birds seem to be just kind of already like eating something over there, so they seem actually pretty satiated at the moment.
Okay.
So you are not in any immediate danger.
I guess for the time being, I'll just look around my immediate vicinity, this nest that I'm in with all the body parts and the cave walls around me, to see if I know anything of interest.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
What was I scrolling all the way up for? Mannix, you look around, and above you, you actually feel a slight breeze, as if from like an air shaft. And you look up, and you think you see what looks like a very small, but not like tiny, but like a crawling size small hole almost directly above you.
Oh,
The problem is, as I said, this cave is about 20 feet high.
so it's way up there,
It is pretty far up there.
and it looks like just like a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't
I
see any daylight or anything from there. It's still like dark. Your only light source is your nut.
Right. So I'm just holding out in front of me right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a hole in the ceiling above me. Anything in this nest around me?
You kind of look through it just briefly, and it doesn't appear to be anything of value. Looks like it's a bunch of just really grisly like body parts and bones picked clean and that kind of thing.
Does it look like people? Like, can I identify what kind of parts?
Some of them do look humanoid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of mixture of everything, animal, human, everything.
Yeah.
You think that when you flew over this nest, because you did have that light on, you think you might have actually seen some coins or gems glinting in the big nest to your left.
Okay.
Otherwise, you are free to hang tight. We go to George coming in.
Let's just say I'm stunned for the moment because I don't even necessarily know George is coming. But
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, George, we go to you. You are also in a similar situation. And same thing with you. The pterafolk is bringing you towards this ledge. Flew upwards from where you were, but around to the other side of the plateau. After several minutes, pretty far away from where you were. And you are about, he's flying is about probably 40 feet from the actual top of the plateau is this cave and ledge, and he's heading in towards the hole. If you want to do something, you can. Otherwise, it appears he will fly into the cave. You are muted. Also, I can't see Heather's webcam.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, I can't see it either. Is this red line the edge of the opening? The red line edge is true?
Yes, it is.
So there's guards right there. Okay. I can't do anything. What
Right.
what about when I get to right here? What about right here? Is there anything there?
That's the opening to the cave. So you don't see any enemies directly in the path. That cave is it's kind of a narrow entrance, but it is, as I said, about 20 feet high.
Am I flying in that direction?
Yes, the pterafolk is flying in that direction, but you are by proxy flying in that direction as well.
All right, move me there, and let me see what I can see.
Okay.
I will allow myself to be carried to there, and a little bit further. There we go. This seems like a good time. Here, I would like to act.
Okay.
And attempt to kill my carrier.
Okay. You are currently. What was the rule? Grappled, or I think he's just grappled.
I'm grappled, which means I can't move, but I'm not restrained.
Right. Just 0 speed is all
Okay.
it is.
Correct. So, may I have a regular action?
Yes. Yeah, you can attack him as like a surprise action. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Do it as a surprise.
Oh boy.
Is the first. I'd like to use inspiration for that. Hold on. What do I got? What I got? This is not gonna work. Don't know how will this work. All right, come on, roll D20 gods.
The D20 gods.
It's gonna have to be real high, isn't it?
Oh yes,
Wow.
a 15. Will a 15 hit?
Yes.
Yes.
You pulled out all the stops for that one.
Four
For 4
damage.
damage.
All right.
Well,
You perforate it pretty well, and it immediately responds by dropping you.
he's still alive?
He is still alive. He was pretty wounded beforehand, and you do a pretty good amount of damage to where he is very deeply blooded. He gives off a scream as you kind of, in one fluid motion, take out your swords and just stab at him, and in such a way where he just reacts instantly by dropping you. Like, you did a good chunk of damage to him. So he drops you. You fall maybe about 10 feet, so roll 1d6 for damage. And then he kind of flies over and he says, this food must take down now! You take 5 damage from that fall.
Yeah, that hurt, actually.
Yep. Alright, I'm not going to go into initiative order yet. We're just going to go on a little back and forth action. So, George, what do you want to do right now as all the pterafolk turn towards you?
Wait, what? Oh boy. What's up with this straight black line here?
So that's the cave turns a corner and is you do not have dark vision, so you don't get to see. It's a dark cave. You definitely hear and smell a lot of pterafolk in there, though.
I am going to sprint into the darkness.
Okay.
Into the darkness.
So let me sprint into the darkness.
Okay. You go about 20 feet.
Oh, sorry. Let me hug the wall a little bit, actually.
Hug the wall? Okay.
Hug the wall.
Can you from inside the cave? I'm not sure how the cave works with the cave walls and all that.
Sorry, go ahead. Say again.
Do you see my light?
He probably
I'm
can.
currently holding. Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I don't know if I was supposed to, but yes, I can see.
Yeah, you can
should
see.
be.
Yeah, it's set to all players see light.
Okay. Then
Yeah,
yes,
so
I can
George,
see.
you see shining in the beacon at the other end of a cave, like Mannix holding his light up. Yeah.
Just looking around.
But it is darkness immediately around you, and George, you make it about 25 feet before you touch the end of what feels like a pretty large bundle of sticks. And a lot of screeching and screaming.
Huh. Are you giving me a chance to act?
Yes. You still have an action.
What is a tinderbox?
Isn't that just what holds the matches and stuff like that? It's not actually anything.
I have a tinderbox. I want to light this bunch of sticks.
Okay.
This is all going exactly how I imagined.
Exactly. That is going to take your action to try and attempt to start a fire.
That's fine. I have a tinderbox.
Okay. You
The sticks feel
spend.
pretty dry.
Yeah, you spend that turn. I don't. What is in a tinderbox?
I just looked it up.
Oh, do tell.
Basically, it has like flint, fire steel, tinder, basically stuff to just
Okay. Is it like the
fire.
hitting the rocks together kind of a fire starter?
Maybe a little more advanced than that, but sure. Yeah, like a flint.
Fire steel, which fire steel would be like the type of the metal bars that you can sort of run
Okay.
a knife over to start fire.
Okay,
Mhm.
like sparks flying.
Oh yeah. I run my blade over it.
There you go. Okay, so you
You
spend
hear
your.
this? You hear this screeching sound.
All right, you spend your action attempting to start a little bit of a fire in the nest, and maybe like a few.
Oh, it's a nest.
What
I
do you
mean,
think the bundle of sticks
What
in
do you think the
cave
bundle of
was?
sticks were, my friend?
A collection of I don't know.
This is our pile of sticks.
The pterafolk all scream and fly at you. I
I have a really good tinderbox.
believe
It-
you.
It works really well.
They do not seem to like that. They all pounce on you exceedingly quickly. Oh, right, there we go. Whatever.
They can see me, I guess.
Can see you.
Well, you were sparking things,
Yeah.
trying to catch them on fire.
All right, each one of these guys gets 3 attacks.
Oh Jesus!
Can I have a bonus action?
Do you have a bonus action?
If you let me have one.
Well.
Oh
you,
shoot! No, never mind. It's an action. Never mind.
Okay. It depends if you have something that does a bonus action, then yes, you do. All right, number
No,
one.
it's an action.
13's gonna be a miss, I think, on you. Let's see how well George just stands up to this repeated punishment.
Yeah. George, what's your AC?
It's 17.
17.
Okay.
All right, only
Oh.
one bite comes in for
got bit.
5 damage.
5.
That's one of them.
All right, guys. I'm at 8 HP.
Oh my God.
You did this
Oh,
for how
no.
many HP? Number 2 is a crit.
That's
Wow, I rolled really bad damage.
I'm
This
at
is very exciting.
I'm at 1 HP.
All right, that was another claw attack.
That's it, right? George is
Yeah.
down.
George is down. All right, so you start this tinderbox at the nest, and the pterafolk just scream and claw at you. And you go
Here
down.
lies George.
According to chat, by the way, last time, you actually don't go to negatives, you just fall to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Alright, they pick you up, and, like, oh, this one real strong. Had to pick out of shell, though.
Did I start the fire?
One of them stamps out the sparks that you were trying to start,
Oh,
No.
and, literally drags you over.
It's signaling fire.
Yeah. And actually, the
All
Serafolk
that.
will turn to you, Mannix, and say, like, keep this one breathing tastier. And then flies back.
Jesus Christ, George.
All that pointless sacrifice.
Pretty much.
We knew this was the only way we could get George to be captured is to actually take him down.
The only way.
Meanwhile, the other Terrafolk that you, like, almost massacred in his own home just like limps back and says, "Ah! Let me kill the turtle!" Like, no.
Turtle's already dead.
Put his hands up. Says, "No, he's no threat to you now.
Eat
He's...
it! I will eat it now!
Yeah, you'll eat both of us in time, right? You want to save us for whatever the fuck you want to save us for."
This one walks up and vomits all over George. Just
Aw.
regurgitates. Just
It's gonna
Nasty.
be that kind of party.
based in my juices!
Oh.
Mm.
The only way I can do it.
Alright, so-
now I don't want to. I was gonna heal him, but now I don't want to like wipe the vomit off to
Oh,
put
shit.
the ointment on him. That's disgusting.
It's too late to mention I had parry. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
To be fair, you couldn't see them at all. It was just terrifying. It was just claws and bites coming out of the darkness.
That's true.
So Mannix, I will give you a chance to stabilize George.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stabilize him, but I'm not actually.
Let him die.
I'm just gonna let him die here.
No, I'll actually use my last instance of Uptao's restorative whatever ointment.
Mayonnaise.
Uptao's signature mayonnaise.
The Newman's own.
That's right.
It goes on thick and stays with you for hours.
And I will heal him for 2d8 plus 2. For 7 hit points.
All right,
That was
George.
a 1d8. I thought you said 2.
Oh, you're right. It was only 1d8.
Wait, what? You rolled a 1d8 plus 2.
You're right. It was supposed to be 2d8 plus 2.
Gotcha.
No, 9.
Someone's
9.
cheating.
All right.
That's it. I'm out of
George,
my ointments.
you feel overwashed
Yeah.
in multiple fluids.
Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh, what's that smell?
You
Where am I?
asshole. Stay down. We're trying not to die.
Meanwhile, the rest of you, we'll call you Team Not Currently Fucked, are still on the plateau. You saw your friends get carried off by pterafolk, and you are,
Cursing.
yeah, but you are nearing the top of the summit.
But they just got carried upwards, right?
They got carried up and around. You're not quite sure, but it definitely looked like they went out and then around. I mean, they were angled up, but they went around the plateau to where you tried to go lean as far out as you could, but eventually they crested around the
But they
corner.
looked like they were going in the way that we needed to go, right?
You're going up, and they
You
went
go
up.
to us.
Yeah.
So
They're certainly not down. I'll say that. You have up and down, and they're not down.
So Theron's still in spider form, right?
Correct.
He's gonna start chittering, point to his back, and give the thumbs up.
The spider thumb.
Now, how many
Alright.
people can you carry, Theron Spider?
There's only 2, right?
There's only 2 of us.
Is there-
There's only two that
you
matter.
have Chu Tabaxi and Annette. By the way,
Oh,
Annette.
right.
Two that matter.
Annette is like vomiting blood over here. She got like
Oh, wow.
viciously
Why?
attacked by one of the pterafolk who tried to grab her
Can't-
and instead almost murdered her.
Can't the
So-
Tabaxi do something for once?
I will,
For once in your godforsaken lives, do something.
At some point, you just see the Tabaxi just sharpening their blades and just mumbling like, "Let's fucking kill you."
so, I'll just have the Tabaxi take her back down the mountain to Vorn. Because wherever Vorn is, that's going to be a safe spot.
Okay.
Does she need to be patched up at all?
Well, they can do that if they're
She
going
looks
down.
pretty bad.
Alright,
Oh.
I'm gonna close her wounds with webbing. She'll be fine.
That's interesting. Does spider webbing work like that?
It's sticky gauze.
The Tabaxi mentions that at this point it'd be quicker to go to the top, and that maybe they could find some kind of help at the top versus trying to go back down. Because you guys spent the better part of the day getting as high as you did.
Alright, that's fine. Keep going up, and we'll go get the other two. But if you see anybody that looks like bad, hide.
Like a pterodactyl person.
Yeah.
You know?
Anywhere like that, get in the trees and hide. Or in a cave.
Pterafolk, no good.
Yes, no good.
They snatch people. Poor Mannix and George.
They snatch people and eat cats.
Yes.
So,
Alright, if no one's getting my back, I'm gonna go on.
tend to her wounds as you can.
Yeah, I think she's already out of spell slots, unfortunately. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm just slowing you down. She looks really, really bad.
Is there like a
Oh
cave?
my gosh, okay, I will come heal her. Good Lord.
Gillian!
There.
My spell slot.
Gillian, I'm
Is
so
there
sorry.
A cave right here?
I'm such a burden. I'm so sorry.
You don't understand, we're in the jungle. My spell slots are slim to none. None. Alright, I'll go down there. I can't
Please
see
don't
anything
waste a
right
spell
now.
slot on my meager life, Gillian.
Seriously though, is there a cave or something around here? Like a shallow cave?
You don't see anything like that on the path that you've been on so far.
No. Damn it. If there was a shallow cave, then Theron could web the entrance shut and then they could just take a long rest in there and she'd be fine. I tried. Alright, Gillian can heal her.
She coughs up
Level 1, huh?
slightly less blood. Thank
It's not
you.
much you're worth it.
I'm sorry.
I'm jumping on Theron's back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start jumping up the mountain.
Look at mountain goat. Just... Actually, like, whoa. Okay. About 100 feet before you crest the lip of the plateau, the path veers directly into a natural cleft in the stone face. Steps are cut directly into the 15-wide crevice. All along the walls are beautifully carved and painted scenes of jungle predators, flying lizards, and erupting volcanoes, though many have been faded by sun, rain, and wind. The stone steps emerge onto the top of the plateau beneath a once grand but now decrepit wooden gateway. The gates that seal the entrance are rotten away. Only their rusted iron hinges and reinforcing bands remain. In their place are heaps of human skulls. Picked clean of all flesh and bleached white by the sun, they grin up at you from the roadway and down from atop towering mounds.
You're in a much better place than we are.
Welcome to Skullsville. Do you wish to proceed inside?
I thought we were going around to find the other two.
You can do that as well. I will only allow one person to fit on the Theron spider, though.
What?
We already established Gillian is just hopping along the mountain like a fucking mountain goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can. As far as you know, you guys went up the path. You did not see the pterafolk nest. I'll say that. You guys went up to the top. You are now at the top of the plateau. You're at the entrance to the top of the plateau. And as you went up, you did not see the pterafolk nest.
I'll have you know, my spider form works out when I'm not inhabiting him.
He's buff.
The spider does have a climbing speed, so the spider could leave the path and climb very frighteningly along the side of the sheer plateau cliff if you wanted to do that.
I do.
Okay. And Celeste, you are hanging on to this spider 1,700 feet in the air for dear life?
Oh no, I motioned for him to shoot out some web and I've tied my ass to him. So I could just see that
You
with
can't
the
talk to
roll
me.
of it's like hand motions. I'm like splash, splash, like zzz. Takes like the better part of an hour.
I tried telling her she can just say words to me, but
You're just replying in spiderese.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys go off. You try to go in the direction that you think the pterafolk flew at, and you end up having to crawl along the plateau. Did you?
I do have
leave?
a -3 intelligence, so that makes sense as to why I would try to do pictures instead of actual words.
So you made it to the top, and then you kind of just went off road, and then went along the side. You're still kind of near the top.
yeah, we need to give Gillian time to do her personal quest in the cave.
Personal question. All right. Speaking of Gillian, Gillian, you are back with all of the NPCs at the entrance to this wooden village. You have been left. You have been left alone, at least player-wise, but you do have the NPCs with you. As I said, the wooden gates all have skulls surrounding them. Tabaxi say, "Oh, this looks nice."
Insult them somehow.
Wait, what? Why am I alone with the NPCs?
Theron took off in spider form, and Celeste jumped on his back.
But I thought I was jumping.
You
I was
can.
jumping up the mountain. I can't go anywhere. I can go this far. Like.
All right, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move all of you to the. I'm trying to see if you're going into the entrance, because I can move you to the next map if you're going into that entrance. Is what I'm trying to say, and we're splitting the party up. So.
I think she's saying she was using those like boots of jumping or whatever she has to jump along the ledge with us. She's not staying with the NPCs.
Okay, here's the situation. The path for the plateau, which you can jump on, is fine. Exits at this wooden gate. That's where the path ends. The nest is nowhere near that. Theron, with a climbing speed, can literally cling to the sheer cliff of the plateau and climb along the outside of it if he wants to. But there's not going to be any... Jumping is not going to help you... You see what I'm saying?
Scale a sheer cliff.
Yeah, thank you. Am I describing this correctly? And right now, it sounds like Theron, Celeste got on Theron, and Theron is just walking along this sheer cliff along the edge.
Okay.
So right now, the party has been split up 3 ways.
I guess I'm just hanging out here then.
You should find another way in.
Surely there's 3 ways in.
I mean, this is one of the Tabaxi say, like, this is one of the entrances to the top of the plateau, essentially. You are at the entrance to the top.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Let's copy. All right, I have to make up for the fact that I had no idea that Theron Spider would be going towards the nest here. Let me change things around. All right, so I'm going to put you here, and then we're going to put Celeste and Theron here. All right. So Gillian, I'm going to describe yours first, and then we'll figure out what the spider and Celeste are doing, which they are no longer on this map, so they get to go to the GM layer. All right, Gillian, you were able to hop along, but obviously you can't really jump side to side as you can top, so you kind of wait for a second for the Tabaxi to huff their way up and kind of glare at you as you were hopping, bringing a net with them. And you see at the top what seems like a once prominent village, or even maybe a civilization, is now just peeking out from beneath crumbling compost heaps demolished by rain and wind. All that remains up here are stone foundations and broken stone pathways overgrown with vegetation. In a centralized area, you find an ancient stone cistern, which seems to drop down into pitch-black darkness. The only structure still intact is a lone hut about 1,000 yards from the gate, at the edge of a boulder field. The hut is made from thatch and animal hides stretched over the rib cage of an immense reptile. Animal skulls, wind chimes, and totems of feathers and shells rattle in the breeze, and smoke drifts from the hut. A creature shuffles slowly around the hut, hunched over in an animal-like posture. You realize it's a human woman. Impossibly old, crippled by arthritis, blinded by cataracts. Her dark face and bald pate are outlined with streaks of yellow clay, suggesting the shape of a skull, or perhaps it's her shriveled flesh creating that illusion. That's what you see, Gillian. Are you on that other map now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you are at the ruins of what looks like a large city, and the only things of note in the immediate vicinity, there is a large well, essentially, in the center area, drops down into darkness, and then a old woman pattering about a hut who hasn't noticed you at the moment.
Well, I want to go talk to the old woman.
Ignore that.
Go for it.
Kill the old lady. She's obviously an enemy.
Obviously. Go ahead. You can take it from here. She doesn't seem to notice you at first, so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be as charming as possible and say, good day. How are you doing?
Oh, my. Oh, hello. It's been some time since I've had any visitors here. Oh, yes. So lonely up here. Oh, who might you be?
My name is Gillian, and I'm traveling with some of my friends. Have you, by any chance, seen any of them who might have been carried off by some birds?
Oh, dear. It was probably those nasty pterafolk. Those horrid creatures moved in and began terrorizing us. One by one, they took people to their nest somewhere on the cliff. Those who weren't taken eventually fled. Now it's just me. I think I may be a bit too stringy for them.
Well, that's very sad.
Oh my, yes.
Do you want to join our party?
Oh, that's very kind of you, dear.
Gillian doesn't know this, but you're about to lose a member over here in the nest.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need a replacement.
Raymond is another player character. Random old lady on top of the mountain, you'll do.
So I'm going to ask if she knows what direction the nest is in.
Says, I believe it's somewhere in the southern side of the cliff. Oh, very dangerous. There's some nasty folk. She kind of looks beyond a little bit at you and just kind of nods at the tabaxi Nanette. Says, oh my, that one looks quite injured. I was the village healer, you know. Maybe I could do something for her.
That would be excellent.
I could be a cleric.
I mean, I think that she would be very useful for her party.
Yeah. At this point.
Save my spell slots.
Anything to save those spell slots. Yes,
we would appreciate that very much if you could help her out.
all I ask in return is you can take out those pterafolk, yes? You look quite capable.
Well, we certainly are. I'm sure my colleagues are doing a fine job up there.
This is the part in the show that would cut away to the colleagues doing terribly.
To me, rubbing ointment into a vomit-covered portal bottle, that's what you cut to.
It's like, oh God, keep it together, George. Keep it together. Annette reluctantly just walks up. Like, it's all right, dearie. Step inside. Nanny Pupu will take care of you.
I want George to play the character Nanny Pupu.
Is there anything cool here that I can take? Sounds like there's like
The old lady
trinkets,
belongings.
there's like charms and stuff, and she's
That's the nicest way of looting someone's house I've ever heard. It's just halfway out the door. Is there anything cool here I can take? Just, I mean, anything really. That'd be great.
She's really old and alone anyway. She doesn't need this stuff.
Yeah,
you won't even notice it's missing.
You give everything a once over, and it looks like it's all kind of mostly superficial, shamanistic, maybe ritual stuff. Yeah, a whole lot of like bone whistles and dream catchers and these kind of things. I'm sure some museum would love to have it.
Okay.
But yeah, she points you. She takes the net and kind of leads her inside, and then she just kind of waves her hand over towards the southern side of the plateau.
Okay. I guess I'll start heading down that way.
Okay. Meanwhile, let's go to Mannix and George. Did you guys want to do anything before I go to Theron and Kaless?
George is technically conscious again after
He is.
me putting that ointment on him,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Does it look like... Are any of the pterafolk looking directly at me right now?
Do you still have the lights on, the Wookanut? Because
sure,
that
yeah.
makes it very obvious. Yes, they are constantly glancing at you and staring at you because you are the one shining beacon of light in that entire back end of the cave.
Unfortunately...
They can't not look at you even occasionally.
Yeah. I was thinking about trying to throw my grappling hook up into the hole to see if I could get a hook up there, but I can't see the hole if we turn off the light.
George grabs Mannix. They'll see you.
Oh, George, you're back.
Yes. The best chance is to light a fire.
That didn't almost lead to your ruination. By the way, George,
smoke him out.
we need to do the lingering.
Smoke 'em out.
We need to do the lingering injury for George since he did go down. I need a Constitution saving throw, my turtle friend.
Man, last time he had internal bleeding.
Can I pop into my shell? I get advantage on Constitution saving throws in my shell.
Unfortunately, you were not in your shell at the time that you went down.
Oh, okay.
All right, George.
Oh, no.
Give me a 1d20, please.
George, you just... Oh, it's too late. You just
All
got
right.
inspiration.
George.
I already used it.
Oh, that's right, you did.
George,
stab
you
him.
suffered a concussion.
Okay.
Which means you have, mark that down to your character sheet somewhere. Concussion, you have disadvantage on intelligence, saving throws, and checks.
That's alright.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's good.
It's a rare thing. Especially for George.
Any chance it's been an hour? Can I get a short rest?
Since when?
Since I went down.
No, it's not been an hour since you went down.
Can I use second wind?
Yes.
I'd like to use second wind and take a deep breath of this vomit.
Oh, that
area.
deep breath's probably so gross, too. It's real
Oh
gross.
yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
I'm also going to hand George... I'm going to pull out of my... I'm just using all my shit now because I feel like I'm about to die, so... I pull out of my pack 2 chunks of root, and I hand one to George, and I tell him, eat this. We're probably going to need it. And I just... my 2 Ryath roots.
Sure.
They grant 2d4 temporary hit points.
Okay. So I
So-
chew one.
Yep. And
What did you say? 2d
4
plus
plus nothing.
100?
Nice try.
6 temporary hit points.
Yep. I get 4.
All right, rogue. Use that brain of yours. What are our choice options?
Well, that hole right above us, you feel that breeze?
At some point, your sanctuary spell wears off as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've been away from that.
It's been it only lasts for a minute.
Oh, okay. That hole up in the ceiling up there is our best way out. I can feel the breeze coming from it. Gotta get my grappling hook in there.
I can't fly.
No, we're not getting out of here the way we came. That's for damn sure. But I can't get my grappling hook in there when they're all staring at us like this.
One of us has to create a distraction.
It's a great idea, George.
I have these climbing gloves, so I can climb.
Oh God.
Well, hold on. You don't need to make too much of a distraction. Maybe, in fact, if you go out like maybe 10, 15 feet away from me, I'll still have enough light to be able to see to throw my grappling hook up there. But maybe they won't be looking directly at me because you're out away from me. Just, I don't know.
I think we're in a corner.
We are. Yes.
I don't know about you, but I can see 3 of them.
Those are babies. I'm still kind of terrified of them, but they're babies.
All right. Do you think these pterafolk deal with hostage situations?
I think we're in a meat locker, is what I think. I think we're tomorrow's dinner.
Can you befriend one of them?
Seduce the pterafolk.
It worked for Taryn. Can it work for a pterafolk?
Picking like a Bugs Bunny routine now. Mannix shows up in full pterafolk garb.
Pterafolk, yep. Wearing like a green hood with like a big fake pterodon
Yep.
hook on it. I don't think that's gonna work, George. I think the pterafolk are only interested in how we taste and nothing else about us.
We need to start the fire.
All right. Meanwhile, let's go to Theron and Kaless. So, you two spend a couple minutes and walking along the fairly sheer face of this cliff. A few times, like Theron probably like slips and scrambles, but he's a fucking spider, so he can kind of grip on there. Kaless, these moments are probably utterly fucking terrifying for just a half second as you are just free floating well above the jungle tree line.
She still shows no emotion.
No emotion whatsoever. Maybe just grip like tightens occasionally. And eventually you all make it around after a couple of minutes and you see it. You're probably not quite this far on the map, but you definitely see the ledge with pterafolk in nests from your point of view. You guys are on this map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're all awake.
They're all awake. It's probably like late afternoon at this point. Not quite sunset yet.
Do we see any babies in any of the nests?
Not out here on this ledge. You only see adult pterafolk.
Does it look like we could scramble around it without getting their attention?
They haven't spotted you yet.
Yeah, let's see if we can like hug the edge of the cliff, and looks like on the other side there's a opening.
Yes, you can see. Eventually, the ledge goes into the plateau itself, into a cave. If If you want to head towards that, I
yeah.
would need a stealth check from the spider.
Can I assist him with his stealth check?
I don't see how. Yeah, basically.
Be quiet.
Go real quiet.
I know, I'm using a broom made of web and like sweeping all the little rocks away from him so he doesn't make any sounds off of it.
If anything, that's just gonna make more rocks fall and notice him faster.
Do I get to use my proficiency bonus for checks?
I don't think
That's
so.
actually a good question. Is it an animal?
That is a good question.
Oh. I'll go and roll. If it's in within 2, then we can...
Does chat
Decide
know?
after
Chat, how
that.
does wild shapes work with checks, with skill checks?
The druid and wild shape add their proficiency.
They do?
No, that's...
Oh.
Wild shape changes the druid's strength dexterity, so any skill checks...
That's still
18.
pretty good.
Jesus, alright.
Oops. Oh, there it is. Either way, 15 is good enough to sneak. Either 15 or 18. Those are both good enough to sneak over. That will get you as far as the cave opening. Undetected. So you end up, you know, about here-ish.
You also retain all of your skill and saving throw proficiencies in addition to gaining those of the creature. If the creature has the same proficiency as you and the bonus in its stat block is higher than yours, use the creature's instead of yours.
Okay.
Does the spider have night vision?
Yes. Or dark
Okay,
vision.
so we can see in. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can see in.
Did I get
And
that
a
to you?
blind
I
sight.
don't remember. Yes, I did. All right.
Let's just try to quietly slip into the cave.
Okay. The cave is about 20 feet tall, so it's pretty easy to hug either the wall or the ceiling and stay
Okay.
relatively out of range. But once you enter the cave, I'm going to need one more... Well, I'll let you enter the cave and see the situation, and then you can choose what you want to do from there. How about that? All right, so can y'all see kind of
Boy.
looking at here?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you all turn the corner into the cave. You see a large nest with a lot of pterafolk in it, including the one that is bleeding and wrapping up its wounds and muttering about eating the turtle over here. And then at the far back end of this cave, you see George and Mannix huddled together, talking to each other. And George, Mannix is holding a light. You can clearly see like a small light source beaming off of like Mannix's hand. And you definitely hear like the squalls and scrabbles and screeches of the pterafolk talking amongst each other.
So I'll lean down and kind of whisper where I think Theron's ears are.
I have several.
Yeah. To tell him I have a jar of alchemist fire,
That works so well.
Huh?
and if we can scuttle along the ceiling and get above the nest, I'll just drop it. That'll distract them while we go get the other two.
Theron gives 2 spider thumbs up.
He's the least suggestible type.
I would say that out of 8 limbs, it's not that good of a.
That's true. Only 2. 2 out of
Theron
8.
spider is sad.
I could want to half them.
Not the best vote of confidence.
He feels insulted across the multiverse.
Yeah, because I got this other jar of alchemist fire from Camp Righteous. Because I stole it.
That's right. Yep.
Mhm.
I'm going to use it for an altruistic purpose of saving Mannix and George.
I will say it requires one more stealth check to attempt to do anything inside this cave. If you want to go further in.
Alright. Don't do it.
Now, we can kind of see George right now. Theron. We can kind of see the edge of a spider coming around out from outside.
Can you?
Oh dear.
Yeah. I can see his token.
Oh, weird. He's not supposed to give off light,
Just-
though.
No, the light from outside is sort of shining into the into the entrance
Yeah,
of this cave.
there's like light shining over here.
Okay.
So it only gets dark around the corner.
There's like a weird shape.
Okay. Yeah, when I see from your point of view, I see like, Mannix, can you see the big nest right now, full of?
No. All I can
okay.
see is the very edge of a spider over here.
Oh, weird. I guess whenever I go to Control L, it just shows me what everybody can see. Then doesn't seem to actually.
If you have a token selected, it should be just that token.
Yeah, but see, when I select you, I also see what Mannix and what Theron and Khaleesi sees. That's all right.
I can see this. I can see this red outline.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Levin's not going to do it.
Well, this is about to get fun.
All right, so you guys are creeping up towards the nest. Would you like to use any inspiration that you have?
I would.
Just saying, it might be a good opportunity.
Could you give me some?
Oh, you don't have any, huh?
I will say though that if I do notice the pterafolk looking at us, I'm chunking that jar of alchemist fire right in the nest.
First thing that's going to happen is we're going to go back to Gillian. Gillian, you approach the southern you pass by that big ominous-looking well in the middle. What do you want to? Do you want to have the tabaxi with you, or do you want to tell them something? It's up to you.
Yeah, tell them to follow me. That's what they do.
Yeah, they nod solemnly.
Here, kitty, kitty.
God, it's party getting shorter by the moment. Then there were 3. You get near the edge of the plateau. You also find your task, by the way, at least one of your goals up here was to just check out the surrounding land. So you note that there are some vantage points you could climb to get that vista. Although you probably want to get the party together first, but there are opportunities up on where you are to where you can see the surrounding lands and get a good beat on things. But otherwise, give me a perception check as you try to find any kind of route to this pterafolk nest as you get near the area. Nice roll. Gillian, you find what looks like a small tunnel that kind of just goes down at a sloping angle near, almost dangerously close to the very edge of the plateau. You almost get vertigo for a second because it is just a straight drop. But this tunnel is back about, well, however much back it is on this map. Let's see, where did I put that? That tunnel is probably 70, 80 feet from the edge. And it goes down. You don't see any light down there, but you kind of press your ear down, and you think you can hear some pterafolk screeching, and maybe even the occasional mumbling of some of your compatriots. It is just big enough that you think one person could shimmy, assuming they weren't wearing anything more than like light armor. I mean, would be a very, very tight, like almost freaky kind of a.
I'm getting anxious. Just
right? Yeah.
describe this.
Yeah.
See, my brain instantly went to like Willie in The Simpsons, like greasing me up and ripping his shirt off.
My first thought, I thought this was a little bit larger. My first thought was, can I turn this into like a water slide? Like, can I find some source of water to just kind of? It sounds like it's a little.
You would
narrow
probably
for
just
that.
drown in there if you did that.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna go down this tunnel.
Okay. You worm your way down about 30 feet, and it is kind of terrifying. Like you worm, like it is very, very tight. You can barely maneuver. And you're kind of, you can't turn around, but you can look down and definitely see, eventually it kind of, and it's at an angle, but eventually you can see a light source coming beneath you. And when you finally get to the edge, you look down and see Mannix holding that little light nut in his hand, and George in that nest like right below you. And now I can officially, I think, put all of you on this map. How do you get everybody together again, Chris?
There should be a little banner on one of the maps that says like party, or maybe it doesn't say anything. It's just a little banner like thing hanging, and that represents like the whole group. And
Yeah.
you should be able to drag like on the map itself. You should be able to drag that to the new map, and that puts everybody together again.
Oh, well, I was just... Okay. Oh, I can drag them onto the banner. There we go.
Oh, you can do that too, I suppose.
Let's do that. Okay, that works. All right, so now everybody's on this map. I actually need to grab
Well, I
Gillian.
remember
though.
that. That was a long time ago.
I know, yeah. I never had to do this in the other campaign. And Gillian, you are basically up here, but I don't know if you have any. You can probably see Mannix's light, right?
Yep, I can.
Okay, that's what you can see.
So-
All right, you all came
I
into
need-
this situation.
Hold on, question.
Yes.
So I'm coming down from this tunnel.
Yep.
So can I can see the pterafolk, right? So can I get a surprise attack?
You cannot. So I give you full look of this map, but your tunnel is literally, well, I mean, you can kind of, you went down, I assume, feet first, and you really can't, like, maneuver in this tunnel at all. Like, you really have to drop down if you want to do
That's fair.
anything.
Okay.
But you can see Mannix and George. They haven't seen you yet. Obviously, they
So I can get a surprise attack on them.
Absolutely.
See,
Now here's
instead of jumping down and hitting the rocks, you can jump down and land on George.
Yeah.
Now here's the situation. Gillian, you come down that tunnel and see them. Before you can say anything, you suddenly see all the pterafolk go, "What's that?" And they look up and see the Theron spider crawling along the ceiling. That's. And then you see the one that was really injured. It's like, "Ah, the spider that killed Flegnex! Ah!"
That's the one I hit in the face with a jar of alchemist fire, by the way.
Well, we're gonna have to start initiative at the moment. And you're all on this map together. That's wonderful.
Right.
Come on, I should get a
Yeah.
surprise round.
All in.
I'm at least, Max is at least happy he's not going to die alone. That is
So,
his first and foremost.
I don't know if you've noticed anybody else here, Mannix. You might have been able to see. Well, you probably now realize that one of them said the spider. So
Yeah. I know nothing. I don't think any of us know that Gillian's here, but
No,
I
nobody
know
knows
the
Gillian's
spider's
here.
here.
Gillian is the ace in the hole, as it were, literally.
That's right. Hiding up in a hole in the ceiling.
Do I not get my
Um,
surprise round?
No, there's no surprise around here.
I was prepared, though. I had already had it in my hand.
Prepared for
Yeah,
the
ready to
worst
throw.
possible outcome.
Yes.
I think this might be a good opportunity to go on a break, even though we got started late. But before combat starts,
Probably.
Before we engage an entire cave of
before we engage a
pterodactyls.
cave of pterodactyls. Indeed, in hilariously different situations. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Alright, I believe we are coming back from our break. Don't remember which window to go to since it's not our awesome Discord window. My backup Roll20 window.
Regular old Roll20.
Yep. The old standby.
Boo!
We love you, Roll20, mostly. Alright, so Theron, unfortunately you scrambled a bit as you stealthily tried to get close to the nest. The pterafolk did spot you, however...
Unstealthily.
Yeah. So, you have been spotted, but you did get the highest initiative, so you actually react first.
I was ready for it.
In our soiree, that's right. You can see that there is one of the pterafolk in the three middle here. This one actually looks like it is wounded. It's hard for you to tell the pterafolk apart. You're a bit of a racist that way. But but you think this one might have been one of the ones that attacked you, and then definitely this one back here is extremely bloodied and like licking its wounds. It also looks heavily wounded. The rest of them, and none of the pterafolk outside did you see who had been wounded at all, or obviously weren't at that fight because only 2 of them survived.
Is there any way I can take the baby hostage?
So you are currently, I think about 10 feet off the ground, skittering along the wall.
Okay.
It's like we're one mind.
Take child hostages.
What are your web abilities? Can you shoot a web and grab
Can I
one?
turn my web into a knife?
God, spiders would take over the world.
Quick question. Is Heather back?
On.
Okay. Just making sure.
Oddly, she rolled really bad initiative, though. Despite,
Thank
I
you.
think, having more dex than I did.
The one that the nearest one looks wounded. I'm gonna go for that one.
Okay. Need that big bottom one.
I assume this baby pterodactyl doesn't matter at all. Just step on it.
Like I
step on its
said,
head.
you are currently 10 feet off the ground on the wall. So are you just moving down to do that? Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna move around and then down. No, I'm gonna stay on the wall. That's cooler. I'm just gonna bite him.
Okay. He's
Ow.
probably near that
Bite.
tall. 21, that's a damn good bite. Wow. Let's take a Constitution saving throw or take poison damage. Oh boy, you have a complicated attack. Alright. So he takes 4 no matter what, and then the con saving throw. Wow, he made the hell out of that. For half damage, okay. So takes 8 damage.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, that's still pretty good. He's ah! You know what? For once, since I only have one fucking enemy type, I will actually switch to pterafolk. I never get to do that because I always have a million different enemies.
Oh yeah.
I just never try to do that all this campaign because that was just slowing things down.
Yeah. You stop at some point.
Yeah. All right, George, you feel turn-based combat beginning around you.
Can I light a Wooka nut for free action?
Yes.
I'm gonna light 2 Wooka nuts, and picture a Ninja Turtle. How he's got that belt, and it ties in the front and dangles down the front.
Like a sash.
Yeah. Okay.
The belt around his hip, yeah. So I'm going to attach
sword
the
belt.
2 Wooka nuts to the ends of the belt there.
Okay. This is getting a little complicated for a free action, but okay.
That's it.
That's
My Wooka nuts are just dangling from my belt. 2 of them.
Okay. Yep, we got it.
You have your nuts dangling from your belt.
Thank you for that. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Please give me my light, thank you. Alright.
There's your light.
I imagine I have to spend half my movement to stand up.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Unless-
you were,
unless I was
you
already
were
standing.
convalescing.
So just to make sure I get it straight, the scenario on me is that all the pterafolk yelled, "There's a spider,"
Yes.
and they look over there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, their attention is
Right
on
now,
the
you
spider
and
right now.
Yeah, we can't see any babies over here, right? I think.
Mannix, let me just be clear. If we don't eat these babies, the baby's gonna eat us, right?
Jesus Christ, man!
Alright.
It's
5,
a
10.
baby eat baby world out there.
Do the babies look hostile to us right now?
Doesn't matter, it's too late, I already got there.
George already charged.
George,
Oh God!
George
Wait.
runs over.
Where does your wait
What's that?
no?
What?
Can I click on your alignment? Is your alignment clickable for me?
It's lawful good.
It is lawful good. I just want everybody to be aware of that. It is lawful good.
Before you run up and stab babies.
Okay, how
He didn't
baby
say
are
whose
they?
wall he was following, by the way.
How baby are they?
The law of the jungle.
Like,
Yeah, are they cute babies or are they ugly babies?
How baby are they?
yeah, I mean,
Are they toddlers?
like the picture is the same. I can't tell.
Right. They
Are
look
they like 2 days away from being a warrior?
No. They look like they would not be able to hunt and on their own. They are like nest-bound babies. They look like they would have no effective attacks, basically.
Oh my gosh, we should keep one after we kill the parents. We should just like How to Train Your Dragon. It'll just be like our little.
That's
Racism!
you must have watched a different movie. That is not how to Train Your Dragon works. He does not go into a dragon nest and murder the dragon's parents. That is totally not how that movie goes.
Now you're my dragon!
Or book. He was a book person. Dear Lord.
That's more like Odin and Loki. Like he murders all his family and then takes him as his own.
Does anyone else have a heinous comment they wish to say about babies?
I mean, that's how we got our son.
Hang on, I have to call the police.
His parents won't be looking for
Wait,
him.
how
Don't
did you
worry.
get your kids?
Is there another way?
Let me backtrack a little bit then. Back to the point where I just hung the Wooka nuts down.
It's D&D. You can do what you want, but I'm just saying. They look like they're
How-
non-combatants.
How sharp do these claws on these babies look?
They look like would be non-effective. They are young enough to where they would not have an effective attack.
They're kittens.
All right, how about their beaks? Come on,
Like
give
I
me
put them
something.
on the map, but they're not going to be combatants. I'll say that.
All right, and it's fair to say I know this.
Like, took
George,
George's
we're
reason
looking
for killing
for-
small children away.
But they have a combination of like apprehension and excitement, as the other adults all seem to be like gearing for battle.
Okay, George stands up, decides to not harm a baby unless.
I'm not rewarding you for that.
What?
George
You're a
decides
good person,
not to
George.
harm the babies.
It's a low bar.
There was much rejoicing.
There's got to be pterodactyls in that general direction. Mannix points to where the spider was.
There are. I can't do shit. I am just gonna take a couple steps. No, just one step. That's it. I'm done.
Gillian, you are between.
A rock and a hard place.
Yeah. You're in a very tight shaft, and below you is just Mannix's light. You can still see all that clearly. And you are 20.
George's light too.
That's true. You can also see George's lights. He lit his, and now he's yeah. Your tunnel opens 20 feet over the bottom of the cave. Also.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna try to jump down there in the nest.
Okay.
I'm gonna remind you there is a puddle of vomit.
It does
It
look
is
kind of
pretty
gross
gross
down there.
down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not be able to see it from your height, but just a reminder.
You can give me an athletics check to attempt to get down there gracefully without breaking a leg.
We're laying in the vomit. Yes. Roll for landing in the vomit.
I don't think I have a way to get down there any better. Okay, athletics.
You need the one that's the opposite of ring of jumping. Gillian,
fall.
you partially break your fall, but you slip a bit on the vomit, so you're going to take half the falling damage. So give me a 1d6. And Mannix, you see just in front of you a flailing Triton plop down and almost gracefully stick the landing. Then she kind of just slips at the end and falls a bit because of the nastiness at the bottom of the nest. And Gillian, there's like body parts and bones all in there, and then there's a Mannix looking surprise.
Yep.
Take-
Holy hell! I didn't expect you assholes to follow me in here.
You take 5 falling damage.
Welcome to the party, I guess.
You should half the
Well,
damage, right?
Somebody had to help save you. So is
That
it
was
half of...
no, that was half the damage. It would be 2d6 if you had fallen all the way.
Okay.
Oh.
Are the tabaxi coming behind me in the hole?
Did
thought they
you
were
want them to
following
find you, follow you?
Well, I told them to come south with me. I never actually told them to come in the tunnel. I assumed that they were, but I
Okay, they both.
never clarified.
Yeah, you're not sure if they're following you, and they didn't seem like they were too excited about following you into that hole.
Cats are claustrophobic.
Yeah.
surprisingly.
All right. Well, that's fine. Okay. So then I can still move after falling. is that my
Yes, you fell prone, so you have to spend half your movement standing up. But I won't count any of the falling as movement.
Mannix actually whispers, "I'm actually really glad you're here. George is gonna get me killed."
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna start advancing. I'm just gonna come like here because that's about the end of the light. And that's about as far as I can move, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I can move a little further.
For some reason, I can't quite see only what some of you see. I don't know why.
So I can still, I can still cast a spell, right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna cast light on my bagpipes,
Okay.
and then I'll move a little bit. Well, it depends on what
What you see?
Light is 60-40, right? For torch, I think. Same as a torch.
Light.
40
I
feet
think it's-
bright, and then another 20 dim.
It's 20.
Or is it smaller than that?
Yeah. It's like 20 and 20. So it's a total of 40 feet, but it's 20 bright and 20 dim.
Oh, okay. So it's like that.
Oh God!
Yep.
You
fuck.
you light up those bagpipes.
I'm back here.
Just
Oh no! Put the switch back on.
turn it off. Turn it off.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Okay. I'll
You
hang out back
actually
here.
you actually meant to light the bagpipes first, then advance.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Oh God.
Is light an action?
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
cantrip.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
All right, Mannix. The room has lit up brightly under Gillian's bagpipes. Pterafolk
they
are now
need
looking
it.
back and forth, going, "What? What?
You're in it now, assholes.
Oh, it's them! I made it here too soon."
Which one of
Where did
these
you
three
come
that I can
from?
see came from everywhere?
I know, you really did. How did they flank us in a fucking cave?
That's a great question.
That one transport guy let us in.
God damn it, Steve!
Which one of these guys looks like he's the most wounded? The one that was already being attacked.
The one right in front of you guys is the one like currently literally like just full of sword holes, and that was the one that carried George in, and he almost murdered.
Okay,
And he wanted to eat George
I am-
afterwards.
I'm gonna take a step back.
Told you I should have
That's
eaten
okay.
that turtle!
Probably. I'm going to do some insightful fighting on him as bonus action. Make an insight check against his deception. Oh God! Well,
Is that your thing where we have a bare minimum though? Like insight? Or does that count?
oh, you're right. I do. Well, no. Let me see. That's to tell whether someone's lying specifically.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, a 7, he might still fuck that up. What is it? Is deception?
Yep.
It's just a charisma roll. Look at that, I actually get to change the pterafolk. Oh yeah, he's...
Yeah, he's fine.
You stare at me! Food!
All right. Well then, a regular crossbow attack without sneak attack. Is a 14 hit?
14 does hit.
All right.
Quang.
Wow.
9
Max
damage.
damage.
Mannix, how would you like to kill that pterafolk? As he like promptly like stares you down and you just whip your crossbow out.
It
Stare
was
down the
actually
sights.
like pure accident. Like Gillian turned the lights on, and Mannix was so startled at seeing all of these pterafolk. He's like stumbling backwards and raising his crossbow, and he just sort of trips against the back wall, and a crossbow goes right through between his eyes.
I love that. Yeah, you like accidentally stumble back into shoot
Yeah.
shots. All the pterafolk go.
All right, I'm standing back here.
Okay. The pterafolk. Ah! Tax the young. Eat the spider. This one will take off and swoop over to you all, George and Gillian. It will attempt to attack George first with a claw. 19, George. 19.
Damn it all.
Also means his terror dive goes off. So you take 4 damage and you are frightened until the end of your next turn. As it swoops down. Claws at you. I don't know a good frightened symbol. Maybe that one looks beat up. Alright, and he claws at you one more time. And effectively tries to bite you. The crit! Oh, he loves that.
Christ,
He loves his turtles. Crit. Another crit. How about
There goes
13 damage?
Oh no! There you go.
How you doing, George? Oh, the parry. I do know that if an enemy crits, it does hit, I believe, no matter what. Isn't that true?
This is just... yeah.
I'm just reducing the damage.
Oh, you're reducing the damage. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I should have looked twice at that one.
Shit.
Damage
9 damage. So no more temporary hit points.
Yeah.
And then 21 minus 7 is 14. Okay.
Alright, the one down here, which is wounded, turns back towards the spider that just got bit by the spider and attempts to attack it. With Claw 10. What is a spider's AC? 14. That's pretty damn decent.
It is. Better than my AC.
Wow!
Jesus Christ, you fuckers!
Wow! These pterafolk with the crits! Look at that! Although, their crits are...
Luckily, it has not been great damage thus far.
That one was low. The other one was pretty good. That was half the crit damage I got just a second ago. I crit twice in 3 attacks. Alright, and it will bite you.
I mean, technically you crit earlier, too, when I was...
I did. That was my 3rd crit of the night. That's crazy for me.
I'll allow it.
Oh!
10 damage. That was more than the crit. That's crazy.
So I take some overflow damage.
Oh, you become de-spiderized. Need to get your token on this map, don't I?
So you didn't take any health away from me yet, right?
I've not taken any from the spider, no.
Okay. So that's 6 overflow.
Okay. As the spider, so Kales, you were still on the spider. It gets de-spiderized. Give me a dexterity saving throw. As you, he was about 10 feet up, still on the ceiling. You're gonna take 1d6 damage and fall prone as you fall down off the spider.
That's not bad.
That's not
Nice.
bad. Alright, this other pterafolk is actually going to rush towards the back. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to take off on its wings. I believe they are faster. Yeah. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And just rush over here and go after Gillian. Trying to get back to Mannix, but can't quite reach him.
I'm not on the turn order anymore, by the way.
Oh yeah, I need to put you back on there. Oh shoot, what was your initiative? Do you remember?
23.
23, thank you. I think that's a miss on Gillian, so you do not get terror dived. 20.
Dear Lord.
5 damage, and it will reach in to bite you, but miss that one. Alright, and then outside, you all obviously hear a lot of pterafolk starting to scramble and claw and squawk as they, obviously the ones inside are yelling, "Come on! We're being attacked!"
Mm.
Alright, Kales, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative for you. Darren, does that work? Yeah, and I'll put you at 23. Kales, you are currently prone. Okay.
Yeah, I just stood up, moved 15.
Okay.
So I get flanking plus my sneak attack.
Yeah. Climbed up onto that nest.
21.
21 will hit. Oh boy.
Damn.
How would you like to murder this pterafolk? This was the injured one from
All
before.
right.
This is the one that carried Mannix in.
Just Just knife in the back.
All right, Theron.
So I hear pterafolk coming down from the cave we just came through.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as Theron is falling off the wall, coming out of spider form, he just briefly, you see a dwarf. Then as he lands, it's of course a giant bear.
Yeah, it is.
It's just like 3 shapes in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Choo.
Then he's gonna go towards the cave to try to plug up a hole.
Stem the tide.
Oh man.
What? Oh, there we go.
You see a quartet of pterafolk scrambling their way towards the cave entrance, Theron.
All right. I'm gonna try to take as much room as possible so they can't get through.
The ceiling is 20 feet high, so but you can certainly take up
As much as
the-
possible. What?
Now-
Bears are at least 17 feet high, right?
I think
Of
you
course.
can wild shape as a bonus action. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So I think you still have an action.
I believe I do. Let me get my bear form sheets. And I'll multi-attack. I'll bite him.
Ooh, yeah, you will. God damn. Ah! There's a bear in here too. What the hell? How did we not see this? Where are they coming from? Both those hit for damn good damage. That one you just attacked is like so shocked at you coming at it, is no defense ready at all, and you almost just fucking destroy it.
Man, yeah, it's actually really bad damage on the claws.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Jeez.
But yeah.
All right, George, you are currently frightened.
I also roar hello.
Is there space for me to skirt around him like that?
No, not over there. You have disadvantage on your stuff while you're frightened.
You also can't willingly go nearer to the target, so
That's
I don't
true.
think you could probably even.
You
I'm
actually,
going around him though. I haven't.
that I
You're
mean,
right. It's not.
yeah.
You punk ass.
Would have been good.
I think this food was a bad idea. Shut up. Wow, at disadvantage did you real bad.
Mhm.
You are just so freaked out from the pterafolk in your face. You're fumbling a bit on your swords.
He's got droopy sword syndrome.
Yeah, so at the end of your turn, you're no longer frightened, however. It's just a one-turn thing.
Oh, that's it.
Yep, just lasts for the turn. Gillian.
Oh boy.
Mannix whispers, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look good up there.
Okay. I'm going to cast Shatter.
There you go.
Like, here-ish.
Yeah.
You get it.
I do.
Nail both those suckers.
Yeah.
Oh god, okay.
It's picturing that UI where you aim the grenade in XCOM and you try to get that circle like just in the right spot. Yeah.
How do I hit both of them without
Yep.
hitting me?
Con
Oh.
saving throws. Let's do top to bottom. Top one fails horribly. Ah, my ears! Bottom one succeeds admirably.
Critical save.
So is this the one where they, let's see, Oh, we don't have
It's
to search
not.
them.
They don't get pushed. This is just.
Just straight
I
damage?
should have done that spell. I wasn't thinking about that one. 'Cause
Well, I
have
think-
that one too.
Oh, yeah.
This is just straight damage and then half damage on a
Alright.
failed save.
Top guy takes the full brunt. Bottom guy takes a little bit less. They both start clapping their hands over their ears. Ah! Alright, Mannix.
Mannix doesn't really want to, but
He
can't.
flees.
There's nowhere to hide in this
There's
game.
really
so
not.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna run back, kicking little birds away. Not
Yeah.
necessarily trying to hurt them, but chewing them like,
Yeah.
the fuck out of here, little birds.
They all like
And
back.
he's
They're kind of just screaming, but also they just kind of back away frightened.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pull my machete out, and with
Ooh.
flanking bonus,
You have a machete?
I have a machete. Well, it's just a flavored texted short sword.
I mean, still, I don't know if I've ever seen you pull out a melee weapon before.
Yeah. God, does it 14 hits?
14 does hit.
God. Oh, damn! 19 damage.
Whoa! Max sneak attack. And
Max sneak attack.
max regular damage.
Yeah.
That is the most you
Probably
can
the most
possibly
extra.
do. 19 damage. That is massive damage. Mannix, you dog. You've been holding out. You've been holding out.
I don't like to use my super machete, but when I do,
Super machete. They're gonna have to roll to save against the trauma, which they fail. So that is a 1d10. God, does Mannix one hit kill this thing?
victory is not kill, but something like.
Yeah, he drops to 0 hit points, but is stable. So
Oh, alright.
you do so much damage. He's like, ah! He basically just knocks him down. I mean, he's technically, well, he's stable. I mean, in NPCs, it's just they're gonna die basically,
Unless we save them.
unless you save them. Yeah. But yeah, you fucking just got behind him and just nailed him in the right spot again, almost like tripped. Yeah.
Yeah.
His ears are ringing so bad from Gillian like shattering
Yeah.
them that he just stumbles backwards like onto your blade. Wow.
So I just holding the machete out, and the bird just backs into it.
It's super effective. All right.
I'll just sit
Yeah.
over here, that's it.
I have one pterafolk left in this section, and it's going to go after Gillian first, because it's still ears are ringing. Oh, that was terrible. Let's do a bite at Gillian. 15.
That hit.
About for 10 damage as it pierces in with its beak.
Ouch.
And it will claw at Gillian. Oh.
Whew.
Yeah, I gotta get it done. Alright, bear. You're immediately gonna have 2 pterafolk in your face.
Bring it on!
Pterafolk the first.
Oh god! Don't say bring it on, bear. Oh,
My 4th crit of the evening! Ladies and gentlemen!
that's not right.
I am gonna use pterafolk like every session from now on.
It's your 5th crit.
Wow.
Crit
Look at
on one of
this.
the
This is
saving
all 1 pterafolk, by the way. How much damage was
my
that?
God.
15 plus 11? Whoo, boy. 26.
Okay,
Aaron.
Alright, pterafolk the second.
that's almost all my health.
Yep,
No.
that was really crazy.
Hey, that doesn't hit. Yes.
Mm.
8.
Is that 30? That's okay. I'm in dwarf form again.
Okay. That one missed anyway. Alright, you hold the tide against...
Oh god.
Yeah.
That bear was just a bullet sponge.
That absorbed 2 of them, yeah. One of them goes flying above you.
Not much I can do as a dwarf.
Well out of your reach. Yeah. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 40, 40. It's going to make there. And then the other one will do the same. End up here. Actually, you know, it's going to end up behind you, Theron.
Oh no.
It's like, magics! You guys. You guys.
You guys.
I don't
You
know.
won't believe this.
You won't gonna believe.
That's thankfully bad damage.
That is
for
bad
a
damage.
crit.
Very, yeah, very. Some of my crits are really
But-
bad damage.
Fuck you in your 20s.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty nuts. Kaless. The pterafolk are starting to pour into the cave now.
Okay. And this one is
So there-
flying, or did it land?
That one is flying.
Ugh, can't get there in one move.
You could, the nest is elevated a bit, so you could probably do some kind of running and jumping maneuver if you wanted to. Or this one is on the ground over here, obviously.
Yeah, but they got that one. I want to get to this one.
3 against 1 over here.
Yeah,
Well, use
Theron's still trying to give his
use
thumbs
your,
up over there, but...
Use your bonus action to dash. You can do that. The rogue thing.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Use my bonus action to dash. I'll use my movement, which is dumb because I only needed 5 more feet.
Just 5 more feet to get there.
Can I do some fun, like, dexterity acrobatics thing? Like, gain 5 extra feet?
If you vault off this nest, then
Yeah.
yeah. Give me a...
What I'll do.
what are you trying to do? Explain it to me first.
I want to take, like, a running leap off of the nest to just jump as far as I can. Not up, but out.
Okay.
Like, gain some leverage to go and get behind this guy. So it's like a flying leap out, but you know, fun roll to keep going.
Okay, yeah. Give me an acrobatics check just to make sure you land okay.
Nope.
Yeah, you take 1d6 falling damage as you just kind of not quite stick the landing, but you can end up where you wouldn't end up.
Okay, which is like here.
Because you try to basically jump and not careen into the flying pterafolk coming at the other way, and in doing so, you kind of wow, you're good at rolling really low damage on falling damage.
All right, so because I'm there, I've got flanking plus my sneak attack.
Yep. you jump off another pterafolk. This one right here is like wah! It just sees you like falling the other way. Actually, you know what? He's gonna get an attack of opportunity on you too.
Why? I didn't get close to him. He's 20 feet in the air.
You jumped though. You leapt past him, and he's pretty big. He's gonna try to rake down with his claws as you jump past him. Oh man, if I'd gotten a crit again. Take 6 slashing damage as he just catches you with his claws. Grr!
Alright, I'll do 18 to his friend.
Oh boy.
There you go.
That is massive damage.
That is close to max also. It's gotta be. You can actually do more damage. Yeah.
She could actually do more damage than that.
Yeah, with a rapier, apparently.
Oh boy. I failed that one. Oh, this is where the rolls are coming to bite me in the ass. 1d10. 6, I believe you stunned him or her. No. 6 is he can't take reactions and is disadvantage on attacks. I'll do that symbol. All right, so you leap and cut him in a way that he's just kind of he's like got twisted around.
So since I didn't use my bonus action to dash, can I still use it?
Sure.
So I'll do my offhand one. Take my advantage away though. And turn it back to normal. How about a 24?
That will hit.
Oops, forgot to turn the sneak attack off. It's just a 4.
Okay. Pretty solid. He's looking quite bloodied now. This one and Theron is surrounded by 2 of them that are very, very heavily wounded now. The one he obviously mauled is the bear, and that one that you just attacked. Speaking of Theron, in the middle of just a...
It's me!
As a dwarf, before me likes the least.
Yep. That bear lasted 1 round.
I will quarterstaff them.
How do other parties even deal without having a druid? just having all that bulk is just critical.
I'll do the top one.
Yeah, assume you want the flanking
Good
bonus.
advantage.
Yep. That'll hit for...
As max damage.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It looks like it is hovering near death now. You're gonna crack it over its head, and it's just fucking blood spurting out of it. George.
George pushes past Gillian to go around the pterafolk.
Pushes past.
Right,
Out of
just
my way!
double movement, right? If she allows me.
Yes.
George,
Yeah.
heavily injured, says, "Your babies are next."
Oh no!
Jesus.
Some bitch.
That's what happens when you threaten babies.
That's
Right.
true. Hold
God
on.
smite you down.
I have 1 more superiority die, and I'm using it. I could save
Right.
it, but I'm using it. Where's my thing?
You could save it, but you're also in the middle of a pterafolk nest fighting all of the pterafolk. Time for saving things is probably ended.
Shit. 12.
Wow.
12 will hit.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
You have found their AC.
Can't be lower than that.
Yep.
8 damage.
Okay.
And my other hand. Damn.
13
Well,
will
13
hit.
hits.
8 damage.
You still get. Oh, no, sneak attack only happens once. Is that right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's why rogues don't naturally get multi-attack.
Right.
All right. It looks it's like the other one. It looks extremely bloodied. Like it is just hovering and clutching at its sides, going ah. Gillian.
Okay, I'm gonna do my double attack with my rapier and my crossbow.
Do it.
You get advantage on these attacks too, because you're
You
flanking
do.
him.
Yep. Although 12
Oh.
will hit, but do roll another one in case you crit.
Nope.
All right, the first one does
Take
hit.
a
Though.
12.
Yep. We've discovered 12 does hit. All right, Gillian, you actually finish it off with the rapier blow. How would you like to stab that pterafolk?
I'm just gonna stab it right in the face and then say, I'm sorry about all the comments about your baby.
Thank you. That means a lot.
We'll take good care of them.
Oh God, please. Make sure one of them gets his medication.
Brian's got diabetes!
George says, "Gillian, I was just bluffing."
I guess I'm gonna move forward a bit.
It's
I
a
just feel like
crossbow one if you can see one,
Yeah, can you
but-
do your 1-2 punch on a different
I don't know. I don't know because I forgot what's giving me that. Actually,
It's your crossbow expert, right?
yeah. I
Feet.
didn't put the actual. I didn't actually put that in my character sheet.
Gillian.
I know. I don't know where to
Crossbow.
put that in there.
Only you had a husband who loved you and knew about D&D.
I and knew about
She
computers.
does not tell me these things.
When you use the attack action and attack with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a hand crossbow you are holding. So yeah, you just use a bonus action to shoot anything you want with your hand crossbow.
Okay, cool. So I can then shoot this guy over here.
Sure can. He is flying in midair too. You shoot that guy. 21 will
Oh.
hit. I suppose I should do like a
Okay.
flying symbol, shouldn't I?
More damage with your hand crossbow.
There
Nice.
you go. Yeah. All right. Mannix.
Can I press myself against the rock here? Since I don't see any of the active combatants, could I attempt to stealth back here? Or would the babies prevent me? I don't know.
Yeah, the baby's gonna be just screaming at you the whole time. I don't think I'm
Okay.
gonna allow it because you just really can't. They're not combatants, but they are kind of like imposing enemy line of sight.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's their one
All right,
usefulness.
well
Like dogs barking.
then I will step around and I will actually let's do my insightful fighting on the flying one. See if I can still get my sneak attack on that asshole.
Oh,
14
I'm
versus
stupid.
his deception.
What a stupid ability. Roll charisma on enemies that never have charisma. Ha! Fuck you!
And it doesn't matter anyway, 'cause
Twice
it's not
now!
going
I just randomly rolled really high on charisma.
on. Yep. Alright, regular crossbow attack against the flying one. Oh boy. It's gonna hit though. 9.
Yeah. Yeah, you sailed it into it. I was like, ah! Alright, the pterafolk, the one who's flying, will continue his flight and dive bomb the nearest one, which is Gillian.
Oh no, Gillian!
Oh god.
Try to do its terror dive as it claws you. It needs to hit with this, though. And it does. For 8 damage.
Okay.
You are also frightened.
How you doing?
Not dead yet.
That's good.
I'll fix that soon. It's gonna claw you again.
Oh
Not
my
dead.
god!
4 damage.
That's enough to.
That does it.
Alright. Down she goes. Let's see. It flew 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It'll just walk up this way and then bite at Mannix.
Oh, it's still got an attack? Alright.
Yep, it's got 3 of them.
Oh my god.
They're very glass cannon, but they're really fun because they're all offense and no defense, which is just fantastic
George
for me.
I'm gonna kill your babies.
All right, Mannix.
5 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I tried.
All right, the pterafolk going after Theron.
Appreciate the effort.
Yep, and Gillian, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. This is for Theron. This is not the disadvantaged one. These are the 2 bottom ones. Oh, Gillian, it's Lingering Injury City. That's a terrible city.
Got a concussion.
8
What else can we get?
damage. That's not
He
gonna
does
hit.
not.
No. Good lord.
These fuckers.
They only have a plus fucking 4 too. 9 damage.
Oh boy.
How we doing, folks?
How we doing, kids?
Not great.
The other pterafolk on Theron.
Okay.
Yeah.
16.
Nope. And then a bite. Jesus Christ. 6.
Alright. Almost dead.
All right. The
Oh,
back one will
yeah.
turn and attack less, but it has disadvantage because of the attack Kaless hit on it.
Oh, right. It's stunned.
Yep. So that's not gonna work. 16 plus. No.
Mm-mm.
And the bites.
Wow. What is your AC, Celeste?
15.
17.
Damn.
Alright, that's all missed. Gillian, give me a 1d20, please. Seven. Where's that one? You have an internal injury. You have, marked it on your character sheet somewhere. You have disadvantage on Constitution saving throws and checks.
You have cirrhosis.
A little tender in there. Celeste.
Okay. Well, I'll go with the first guy, because I'm already here. How about a 25? Will that hit?
25 will hit. Sure will.
For another
Shh.
22.
Fuck.
It is super fucking dead. You just it leans down and you just fucking like plant your blade right up into its beak.
It's so busy eating Theron that it doesn't notice you at all.
Can I see that Theron is basically almost dead and just push him backwards and take his spot?
Yeah, I'll let you just kind of shove him out of the way.
And then I will use
Assuming
my
Theron
action
allows
on-
it. he is still conscious.
That's fine.
Which is the one he mauled as a bear?
The left one.
Okay, well that one's gonna get my dagger.
You're getting the dagger.
No, you're getting the dagger. 22.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
That's only one. Paper cut.
Scratch.
Yep.
And then, yeah, that's my bonus. Never mind.
Now you get to hold back the tide.
Well, I'm
No.
basically the only one of us who has hit points left, so.
Theron.
Thank you, Celeste. Gotta back up and
Pull the Mannix maneuver.
Run away.
sling a bullet at him.
16 will hit. Alright, Theron, you sling that bullet out and fucking nail that pterafolk right in the face. Just and somehow it just bangs its head against the ground and dies.
It's not the bear that kills you, it's the bullet.
That's right.
Your head.
Then you slump back against the cave wall.
Clutching my insides.
Stay inside.
Alright, that one's no longer flying. George.
George is gonna skirt around the pterafolk.
Oh yeah.
24 will hit. 9. This one's looking very heavily injured. 24 will hit. 7. George, you just fucking annihilate this pterafolk as you go
There you
around
go.
and just do a 1-2 slice and dice.
He holds his sword to this baby. And yells,
Cowers away from you.
"Leave this nest." He yells out to all the pterafolk. Whoever's left, I can't see
All the
anybody,
dead
but-
bodies around you.
He just starts screaming at the dead bodies.
Leave this nest.
This nest is no longer pterafolk nest. This is the turtle nest. Do it, or this baby doesn't make it to tomorrow.
Gillian, I need a death saving throw from you.
Oh, I guess I
One-
could have stabilized
No
her.
one stabilized you. George is busy harassing children and giving ultimatums. Which, that's what he does.
How do I do that?
straight
There should
D20 roll.
be right
Next to
underneath
your hit
temp-
dice.
Yeah,
There's a button next to your
I
hit
love how
dice.
all my players are very familiar with the death saving roll lately.
the death saves word.
Yeah, if you just hit the actual word, death saves in the middle.
That's good.
Success. All right, you need 3 of those to auto stabilize yourself, but for now you are still unconscious. Mannix.
Mannix could stabilize her,
But
but is that the best use of my time? I don't even know if I can make it over to the enemy to see the other pterafolk right now. Anyway.
Yeah, you think you might hear some sounds, but everybody around you's dead.
Yep. All right, I will. I don't have anything to help me with this though. I don't have any like.
Yeah, I forgot what the check is for that.
I do have potions of healing, but as we have established many years ago, there's not a good way to get that into an unconscious person's body.
That takes me back.
Enema.
No, there is a way to actually stabilize somebody normally, right?
Medicine check.
Is it medicine check?
It's a medicine check. I'm not great at that,
Oh.
but I can try it.
Gillian,
All
you're
right,
okay with
I
it
will-
rooting around there, right?
Yeah. I don't know fish parts that well, but let's see how this goes.
Fish parts. This is going off to a good start.
Let's do a medicine check. Plus 2. A 10 probably is not great.
Might be. I'm trying to find where the actual rules are for healing.
Stabilizing a creature.
You need a successful DC 10 medicine check.
Oh wow! All right.
So, Mannix, you just barely are able to stabilize Gillian. So Gillian no longer has to roll
Thank
death saving
you.
throws, although she is still at 0 hit points at the moment.
I am out of ointments to spread on your body, so we're gonna have to figure something else out.
Gillian's real disappointed about that.
Well, since she's stable,
I-
now you can dump the potion down her throat.
I mean, maybe could I actually like force feed her a potion? I could do that.
I would allow it, yeah.
Okay. All right. I got 2 of them left. I will go ahead and.
What are you saving him
Hoping-
for?
Well, I just literally don't know how this goes. Like I'm literally like opening her jaw and just taking this potion. And
I like how he treats you as literally like a different species completely. Just like I hope this is your mouth. I don't know. Is this where food goes for your people? I don't know.
do you have gills I should be pouring this into? I don't.
Yeah, if you want to, suffocate me.
Yeah, I'll use a potion of healing to do 2d4 plus 2. Let's see what that does. 9 hit points. You are welcome,
Wow.
Gillian.
Wow, thank you.
He just jams a health potion into her unconscious mouth, and I hope that works.
As Gillian wakes up, she just sees Mannix's face right there.
Hi.
All right, that was your action.
Yep.
There's one final pterafolk down here and trying to claw at Kaless. I almost crit. Not quite. 7 damage.
Nope.
15. No, yeah, you've got good AC, damn. How about a bite for 21?
Dear God.
Everybody's got to get hurt in this fight. 10
Yep.
damage. That was 17 damage that one round. Alright, Kaless. How do you respond?
With a sword.
With a sword.
But I don't get my sneak attack this time.
You are all so fucking
Yeah.
low.
Uh,
Holy crap.
As a, because this one hasn't been injured at all, right?
No, it is not.
Yeah, so as a free action, I'm chugging my own health potion.
God, that zombie T-Rex has nothing on like half a dozen pterafolk.
So yeah, I'll take my free action to chug my own health potion.
Go for it. This is what the health potions were built for.
It's 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yes. Can you roll as well as Mannix did? Almost.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Okay, and then attack the first. 12
12 does hit.
for 10.
Wow.
Nice.
For another 4.
Alright, looks decently wounded after that assault. Theron.
Still bleeding against the wall over there?
Still using a support.
Theron
Yeah,
has
we
changed
must
roles briefly.
Does that hit?
Sure does.
Nice.
What the hell? You're doing really
Jesus
high damage with
Christ.
your little druid weapons.
It really is.
Hooray! 7
Really,
damage.
that was good. All right.
That was-
Quarterstaves and slings are supposed to be like 3 and 4 damage like weapons. That's
Yeah, these pterafolk are very much glass cannons. They have not much health, not much AC, but boy, they do a lot of damage. George.
George sees no response,
No, you don't see any adult pterafolk anywhere near you.
but he sees Theron slinging some bullet, or hearing some bullets.
yep.
He's slinging bullets at something.
So he runs over here, he sees the pterafolk, pulls out his longbow.
Your sexy longbow.
Mm-hmm.
18 will hit. Alright, George, how would you like to destroy that pterafolk?
You actually added your +1 to those? I don't think you have.
Oh yeah, you get
Plus
plus
one
1 to
for what?
damage too.
You get +1 to attack and damage.
Yeah.
I don't think you've added
Why?
it to because it's a magic longbow.
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Yep.
Were you not using the actual magic longbow?
No. When did I get that? Oh, that was my last thing, huh? Anyway, straight through the head.
Okay, yep. It falls
I
dead.
scroll it.
Yeah, it was that Peacekeeper one from the
Oh, yeah.
undead guy. That appears to be all the adult pterafolk in the area. The babies are still squawking, but kind of nervously scrabbling away from you all. They don't appear interested in fighting you. They just look terrified now. Confused.
We're all just
and...
bleeding every.
Yep, you're all real in bad shape. Through
Well,
one...
you did mention earlier that we saw some glittering gold and gems in somewhere around here. Like this one.
Your voice just got weirdly muffled for a second. Yeah, so two things. One, that you found some... You definitely saw some treasures in this nest. And the other thing is, one of the conversations you overheard of those pterafolk, that you infer that there were more out there that belonged to this nest. That they would eventually, like, return. And you note that
Wow.
it is,
Treasures?
like, sunset is approaching.
Uh-oh. We can get the hell out of here.
But yes, there were some treasure in the big nest. None of the other nests had anything. Let's see. So in the large nest, you can see some glittering coins. And what looks like a pair of glasses with gems for lenses. Were just kind of ignored by the bird. Or maybe they were collecting them because they were shiny. In the nest, you find a total of 20 gold pieces and 30 silver pieces scattered around the nest. And then you find a pair of intricately designed glasses made of polished brass. They contain 3 different lenses made out of 3 different precious gems. It looks like each lens can be clicked into place to create a different vision effect. But they do appear magical in nature, so we need to identify them.
That sure sounds like something an investigator should have. Mannix says.
Well, you also see a silver dagger.
Wow.
Really?
Does that also sound like something an investigator should have?
I
And
don't dagger much in my day-to-day.
you find a small, like, pouch in the corner that looks like it's been mostly picked through, but in the very back you find one intact potion of greater healing.
I will take that.
I'll pick up the silver dagger.
So the gold,
I've been
silver,
using-
silver dagger, lenses, and a potion of greater healing.
George starts cutting into the body of the pterafolk.
Oh no.
Says, I need a place to rest. And these guys would make good disguises. As he starts to crawl inside.
Oh, George, we're leaving.
Crawl inside.
And the rest of the party is like George has got like the battle.
Don't look, children.
Crazy.
Why is he crawling into Bobby like that?
Can I attempt to like just pull George away from
Well,
the
yeah.
body?
He's got a concussion.
George has a concussion. He's a little disoriented.
That's a good way to explain away any
What a-
erratic behavior.
What a terrifying combination. Yeah, he's had a concussion this whole time. At one point, one of the tabaxi yells down, "Hello? Are you okay down there?
You assholes!
Roll,
We heard lots of screeching and screaming.
Throw a rope down.
We saw Miss Gillian go down and not come back up. We were starting to get worried."
Throw a rope
Starting?
down.
Did you not hear the mass death going on down here?
It was a dicey couple minutes. And I would say throw a rope down.
Alright. Well, what do we do with these terror bird babies?
Well, they've got other members of their
We
family
keep them
coming
as
back.
pets.
That's why we're trying to get out of here.
Gillian really wants to keep it as a pet. And to be honest, I'm not totally against the idea. Maybe just one. Maybe find the youngest one, the one that will remember its parents the least.
Just be sure to feed it lots and lots of chocolate.
Right.
Or
Can I
we
go ahead
could
and
raise him as
find the
our
rope
own.
to get out?
We could raise him as our own for flying mounts.
That's right. Yeah, we'll raise this baby.
How to Train Your Dragon. You guys get it?
I'm pretty sure you just saw the trailer for that movie.
Coming this Friday in theaters everywhere. Babies appear like they want
I'm
nothing to
climbing the
do with
rope
you
to
all.
get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tabaxi lower rope
I'm
down.
not.
And
I'm not
through
even
the-
going to entertain what they're doing. I'm just climbing out.
Just imagine an audience in the theater just horrified at this new
Yep.
vision.
I'm gonna gather the party so I can drag you all up.
George lights a nest on fire.
Just
We're just
George.
the worst.
On your baby starts screaming again.
It's horrible. We just slaughtered their family and then just left them here.
Yeah.
And then just gave him the double bird as you go. The babies scream in terror.
They can walk. George says, "Get out now."
The rest of
we
their
also-
family
we also-
is coming back.
We also each get 4 gold and 5 silver, in case anyone's.
thank you, math man.
I don't want these pterafolk coming after us anymore.
Leave
leave a
their
note?
nest alone.
Should we leave a note, like taped to one of the baby birds that says, like,
We're sorry we missed you.
Wait, how much silver do we get?
5.
Sick.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Man's powers are.
That's a good point, chat. What do you tell the
Limited.
baby when it's older and starts asking questions?
You don't. You tell him you're a human.
You're a deformed human. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
You're all horrible people.
Can
You're
I
a
cut the rope
freak.
behind me and leave them all down there?
That's probably the best way to handle this.
I love you, but you're ugly. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, you all climb up the very tight shaft one by one. It's very cramped and uncomfortable. In fact, you all probably have to help pull and push George through it. And at one point he gets like stuck, and it takes just all of you pulling and pushing to try and get him through this
Pull George out.
tunnel.
We just make George go back into his shell, so there's just one solid mass we have to push.
Yep. Just rocks flying.
Where's your magic mayonnaise?
That's right.
Where's your magic mayonnaise? Oh no.
I've used it all. I'm sorry.
Oh no. You come up there and the tabaxi just kind of stare at you like, whoa! You guys look really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's...
You guys want
It was bad.
sit down or something?
Probably.
We have to move. The smoke's rising.
Yeah, a little bit of
We
fire.
may have mortal enemies in the pterafolk now, but, you know,
Oh,
what's new?
you'll take them all down. That's good.
There's more coming.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. Maybe you two, maybe you're in charge of covering this hole with something. Like rocks or, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Well, the pterafolk can't fit through the hole.
No, they
I don't
can't.
think yeah, it's fine.
All right, you guys emerge, like I said before to Gillian, only saw this before. This is the ruins of the, what looks like it could have been a large village, or maybe a small town, perhaps a hamlet. Now a little more than ruins. The only things of note in this area, there is a big well in the middle, plunging into darkness, and then there is an old lady puttering about that Gillian spoke to earlier. Also, you guys can finally see a big vista and just see the entire surrounding jungle from your point of view.
Oh yeah, the reason we came up here.
Yep.
It's so beautiful.
It's all worth it.
Yeah, so for a second I'm going to put you on the map as you basically can climb up to kind of various buildings that are kind of, slanted and like partly sinking into the ground to where you can get up and really get a good vantage point for the surrounding area. And I'm actually going to start deleting hexes off here so you can see
Ooh.
pretty good distance around you. You do note, you can see the river Toth as it snakes its way north to south on the west side here. I cannot grab that hex. Kind of that direction. And you also see the giant swamp area. Oops, I gotta move you, Mbala. To the southeast. Gotta move you, Aldani Basin, which is called the Aldani Basin.
It's even more beautiful.
Swampland.
Oh boy, we're clearing some hexes now.
Yeah. Wait, there's two Mbala? I guess there was one on the actual map layer.
Oh yeah.
Alright, can you guys see the Mbala near you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Yes.
I'm just gonna get rid of this one then. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of all the hexes around you, at least for a little. And then, you can see that. Alright, there are three locations that catch, or three things that catch your eye. Three objects appear on your minimap that are highlighted.
It's the pterafolk.
The first is a horde of angry pterafolk coming at you. The first thing you see is the top of a ziggurat peeking out above the jungle just to the other side of that river to the west.
Hello.
And I need to, oh shit, I put that on the wrong layer. Oh, come back thing. There we go. You see that square?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you recall, if you look at the if you look under the active quest under chart the locations of Orlunga and Nangalore, when you actually first talked to Azaka and told, you were asking all the guides if you knew kind of what they knew about the locations. She mentioned that she did know the location of Orlunga, though she hadn't been inside, but she did know it was west of Mbala. So you can put 2 and 2 together, and only the temple remains.
Okay.
That is Orlunga.
Yeah.
To the west, and that it perhaps houses a wise oracle. The second thing you notice is what looks like a chunk of rock floating above the ground on the other side of the swamp. And you recall Inet's vision under Investigate the Heart of Ubtao, that Grandfather Zatembe identified as the Heart of Ubtao, a big floating rock in the middle of the jungle. And she claims it had something to do with the Soulmonger, and Savras told her to accompany the PCs. I'm reading that to you guys to see that, and that is quite some distance away, but is down here, kind of the other side of the swamp. And it's not floating very
it's
high.
Look massive, right?
Huh?
Like, it's gotta look massive, that being that far away, right?
It's not too big. It just kind of catches your eye because this whole swampland there's nothing cutting your vision at that point. And it's all just flat swamp. So you just see very oddly, like very far in the... And I'm kind of cheating a bit with how far you can see from up here, but it doesn't seem like it's floating that high off the ground. Not nearly as high as you guys. But it does appear to be just a large floating chunk of rock. And then the third thing you see is what you see what looks like the remains of a shipwreck, but it's broken apart on the top of the trees to the south. And
like the remains of a ship.
The remains of a ship, yeah, as if a ship wrecked itself on the top of the trees down here, which is that X I marked.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yep. So those are all the sites that you see. I can probably delete a few more hexes around here. This is the Aldani Basin.
Okay.
So your map has been updated.
Nice. Significantly.
Yeah. Alright, otherwise you find yourself back on the summit of Mbala.
Gillian didn't tell us this, but there's an old healer lady around here, right?
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, there's this real cool lady in the tent that I think we need to include in our travels.
Oh.
Kidnap her.
Come with us, old lady.
She's got some pretty cool healing properties, and
We have a pterafolk you need to raise.
That's right. You're their grandmother now.
yeah, I could go for some healing right now.
Yeah. Where is this old lady at? Oh, up here.
To the north.
She's up here.
Northeast.
Yep.
Okay.
She sees all you coming as she kind of exits her tunnel or her hut and kind of like freezes a bit and just kind of like shuffles a bit around.
How do you do, ma'am?
Oh, I didn't expect you all to be back so soon.
We're alive.
Yeah.
Are you that nice woman's friends then?
I suppose we are, yeah. I'm surprised you used the word friends, but sure.
I know, did she call us friends?
Did she call us friends? Did you say that too?
No. I don't say friends.
Aw.
For the first time in their life, Gillian has friends.
Traveling servants.
You all look terrible.
It's what a band of pterafolk will do to a person, I suppose.
What's everybody's passive perception?
This is just pterafolk vomit, okay?
My passive perception is 16.
Wow, mine's 11.
14.
14.
11.
She's some kind of hideous slug monster.
She eats us all immediately.
If she does, I blame Gillian.
That's what the power of friendship does.
Fuck me. All right, as we're all walking up to this woman, and Mannix greets her. Mannix
Stabs her.
Mannix gets about this far and just stops. It, like hard stops. Doesn't go any closer to her.
Do the thing in the Captain Marvel trailer where she punches the old lady in the butt.
You all just watched a bunch of trailers before getting on tonight, didn't you?
That's right. We're just recreating trailers all night. Ma'am, my name is Calder Mannix. What is your name?
Oh, the village once called me Nanny Pupu.
And what are you doing up here, Nanny? By yourself, without anyone to protect you from those damn pterafolk. Seems kind of dangerous.
Oh my, yes. But yeah, they leave me alone. An old woman, mostly bones, you see.
Right.
They leave you alone because they don't want to eat you?
I
Not
suppose
for any other reason?
I stay out of their way now.
How's our friend Annette doing?
Oh, she's doing just fine.
She in a soup? Build, old lady.
Can I, like, thieves can't subtly to the tabaxi to get them to, like, sneak around, like, try to, like, stealth back around?
Yeah, sure.
To check on Annette?
Okay.
Mannix will actually, thieves can't very subtly behind his back to Kaless.
Just FYI, I'm a rogue too, so I know what you're saying.
You just took a level in Rogue and now you know Thieves Can't. I don't think you do. You actually learn Thieves Can't when you multi-class into Rogue?
I don't know.
I mean,
It's
it's level
rogue,
1.
right?
It's level 1,
Yeah,
so...
part of level 1. You're right. Yeah, it's not like a proficiency. It's part of the class.
Fine. Gillian and I will start our own language. Won't you feel
Hey, Gillian,
awkward?
bleep bop zoogle zaggle. The Tabaxi do attempt to sneak over to the hut, but I just stealthily rolled a stealth check and it was real bad. And she kind of snaps around. She says, "Stay out of there!" And she actually like almost startles you guys with how aggressively she says that.
How about my stealth check?
That'll work, yeah.
Mannix
As
will
you
say,
do that at the same time, like they got caught, you like sneak around the other way.
They're my distraction.
Mannix is going to say, "Ma'am, we just killed a lot of pterafolk, and we're not really in any mood to play around. Whatever you got going up here is your own business, but we're going to need our friend back."
Okay. She says, "Oh, I'm afraid she'll need a little more time." Yes. Oh.
Well, we'll give her time somewhere else. We're not keen to stay around here any longer than we have to.
Oh, I can provide my services to each of you. Just need to wait your turn, dearies. There should be some buildings around here somewhere you could make yourself comfortable with until I get to you.
That's soup code. Get her.
We know what that means. Do I see Kaless, or is Kaless?
Nobody sees Kaless.
Okay.
Nobody sees
fair
Kaless.
enough.
Do I have to re-roll my stealth check to come back out of her house?
To come out, yes.
Alright, so... hang on.
George grabs his wooka nuts and put them away.
I don't want these hanging out right now.
The time for Wooka Nuts has ended. It's time to get serious.
Listen, man, we've been on the road a long time. We're not in great moods. We would really like to speak to our friend before anything else happens here.
Do I get advantage on my stealth check since I'm already in her house?
I'll give you advantage because everybody else is distracting her, yeah.
Whew, thank goodness.
Ooh, you needed it too.
Mm-hmm. Alright, you sneak wherever you want with that stealth for the moment.
I'm going to walk up right behind her.
Okay.
I have 3 hit points. Please.
And I'm going to plunge my rapier into her back.
Oh boy.
And with that, I think we're going to end tonight's session.
Fantastic.
She seems so trustworthy.
She did.
Damn it, Gillian.
I know. I'm a sucker.
I can see Gillian's face of shock as Celeste just appears with a dagger in her back.
Yeah. Murderous intent. So thank you to Chris, Heather, Rochelle, Raymond, and Reese for playing. Thank you to our wonderful fans for watching. Go to RogueWatson.com for recaps. Patreon.com/RogueWatson if you'd like to support the channel. We are live streaming our D&D adventures every week. We will see you all next time. Murdering babies, murdering old ladies.
We didn't actually murder any babies.
That's true.
We talked about it a lot.
You talked about it a lot. There's a lot of baby
Too
murder
much.
They were just empty
I am
bluffs.
going to murder an old lady, though.
I mean, that may happen.
Good thing she didn't join our party.
Yeah, like someone wanted her to.
Awkward.
Gillian's no longer on the voting committee.
You've been voted off Foreign Affairs.
My heart is just huge trusting and innocent.
Yep.
You people are all just cynical.
Right? We need the balance.